Hi, everybody. This is Jackie Schwab with the Press Play Lifestyle Inspired podcast that does interviews with people like Melanie on topics to help our listeners, that's you, find the resources, tools, and support that you need to be your best inspired selves. How are you today, Melanie?
I'm doing great, Jackie. How are you doing today? Thank you for
I'm
having
good. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm doing well. It's warm here today. It's 33 degrees. So I don't know what to do with the heat wave that we're having. So I am super excited that you came, and thank you. I'm sure you're super busy helping lots of entrepreneurs and figure out how to get their Pinterest working well. So why don't you introduce yourself to the listeners and tell us a little bit about your products and services?
Absolutely. Well, my name is Melanie Fountain. I'm a blog and Pinterest strategist, and I help content creators drive traffic to their website and build their visibility through Pinterest marketing.
Wonderful. So what is Pinterest marketing? What does that mean?
So Pinterest marketing. Um, to summarize, Pinterest is commonly misconceived as a social media platform when actually Pinterest is a search engine, and it's used with a combination of graphics and SEO to drive traffic to websites, products, shops, so on and so forth. But Pinterest strategy in general is really dependent on creating really fresh content that speaks to your ideal audience and uses proper SEO and keywords. So there's a lot more to it, obviously, but that's just a quick summary.
Yeah, and I think it's good that you mentioned that there's a lot more to it, because I think people go, "Oh, I've got a cool picture. I'll post it on Pinterest. Maybe I'll put a link, my web link on there, and now I'm going to have 1 billion visitors and everything's going to be great, right?"
Right.
They probably think that for all the other social platforms that are not search engines as well. But I know one of the things that you have as an offering on your site is a freebie that's 10 ways to boost your blog for Pinterest. So what are some of the best tips that people could get to do better with their blog with Pinterest?
Well, first of all, is even just getting started on Pinterest, creating a business account instead of a personal account, and optimizing that account with various boards, optimized with Pinterest SEO. And then also, Pinterest is very graphic heavy. So on your blog, I always recommend having at least one pin where people can pin directly from the blog, but then also people know that they're landing on the correct blog from Pinterest. So it kind of goes both ways. And then in terms of blogging, or in terms of using traffic for blogging, you want to make sure that you capture their attention right when they're on that post. So what that means is that your blog is aesthetically pleasing, that you're capturing their email right when you get them, because we all know that when we land on a website, we're there for a couple seconds and we know right away if we're going to stick around for that content or not. So you want to make sure that when you're the blogger, when you're driving people to your website, that you are capturing their attention right away and you're making it easy for them to stay in your network. And that's by giving them an appealing opt-in or freebie, by giving a call to action to visit other blog posts, and also having social media links set up so that people can also check you out on social media platforms and stay in your network.
Awesome. So one of the many great product offerings that you were talking about on your site, one of them was setup and optimization, and it was kind of a neat hybrid of do it yourself, don't do it yourself sort of scenario. Could you just tell us a little bit more about like what your intent is for that particular kind of offering?
A lot of the time when I work with entrepreneurs, they have a really difficult time knowing where to start. So why I offer the setup and optimization is I like to start with what they already have, and if they don't have anything to start from, then building a platform for them. So it's kind of a combination of an audit process, going through their website, learning their services, and seeing kind of how Pinterest strategy can work best for them, and then building a foundation on Pinterest that's optimized with SEO so that their ideal audience can find them on Pinterest. And then a lot of people are on Pinterest, but they're not utilizing it correctly or to the fullest potential. So I like to go in and optimize. So the setup is for beginners. They're just starting, and the optimization is going back and doing some tweaking and making sure that they're set up and driving the optimal traffic. And it's all about building a foundation and building on there.
Awesome. Wonderful. So another thing that I thought was interesting, and I was like, oh my gosh, no wonder you're an expert at this, is that you said there's like you use like a 50-point audit checklist kind of to review. Like, I didn't even know there was 50 things you could do in Pinterest.
Well, you know what? And I look at more than just Pinterest, because Pinterest is a really great way to drive traffic. But once they're on your website, if you're not finding a way to capture their email or keep them in your network, then there's really no point. So you have to make sure that you get them while they're there. So I look at more than just Pinterest. I look at the business website as a whole. So the 50 points is, I look at more on the Pinterest side, but there's at least, I have about 24 points that I look at on your website. Is it appealing to your audience? Are you using your alt text in the back end correctly for Pinterest? And there's a lot more to Pinterest than just Pinterest itself.
Awesome. So how did you end up being kind of like niching down real specific to being a blog plus Pinterest strategist? Like, what led you to that kind of calling or that job?
Great question. Well, I started as a virtual assistant. And I was working a 9 to 5. So this is kind of the typical. I'm a single mom, and I really wanted more time with my baby girls. So it all started with my big why. I wanted more time and to build a lifestyle for my daughter and I to live a life we love. And I stumbled across virtual assisting. And at first I started general, just trying to get in there, and I really quickly found a love for Pinterest. Now, I always used it as a user, and I loved Pinterest, and I found that a lot of the things that I was doing in my day-to-day life, the products I was purchasing, everything was based on things that I found on Pinterest. And that was and for as somebody on the back end, you start to realize how powerful Pinterest is in decision making for purchases. And I found that Pinterest is such an underutilized tool that I really wanted to learn the platform inside and out so that I can help other entrepreneurs understand its full potential and utilize it to drive traffic to their website. Because a lot of us don't have the money for ad spend, or don't understand, or they're, unless you're one of the big guys, you're not going to rank on Google, or unless you're an SEO expert, or or you're spending a lot of money in funnels and everything like that. Which is amazing, funnels, but when you're first starting out, sometimes you just want to learn how to do it. And so I really wanted to learn it so I could educate other people how to drive traffic to the website and build their business. And then also for the people that don't have the time, that want to live life like my goal is to travel and be with my family full time, to also offer that support for high level entrepreneurs so that they can enjoy the legacy they built and spend time in their life while I would take care of the rest.
Wonderful. So are you finding it, is it working out well for you? I mean, has it helped to give you more of the lifestyle that you were hoping for?
Absolutely. Well, so I started last January in 2019, and I was able to quit my job by May of 2019.
Wow.
So within 6 months, I quit my job and I started full time, and now I'm a year into business, and I haven't looked back since.
Awesome. So if someone wanted to get in touch with you and learn about your, one-on-one, your full Pinterest management, your strategy and consultation, you have like all these great services, what would be the best way for them to reach out to you? Through Pinterest, or is it through your website, or like, how do you work best?
So actually, my website is best, melaniefountain.com, or I'm also very active on Facebook when it comes to communication. And I also have my own Facebook group where I give weekly free tips and education, and building a community on there around Pinterest and content creation.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Was there anything else you'd like to share with the audience today?
A lot of people just don't know how to get started or if they should get started. And I would say if you're creating content, you should be on Pinterest. If you have regular content that you're sharing, you should be on Pinterest. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us today. And I look forward to putting your podcast out there and getting to know you better.
Thank you so much, Jackie. You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.